So welcome all. Today's topic is precautions from evil jinns and black magic. So the last series ended that how the jinns can attack you with the black magic and even the jinn possession directly happens. So today we'll be talking about that how you can actually protect yourself with few little precautions, few little things if you keep in your mind. This does not mean that if you're already possessed by a jinn or any black magic, this will help you and you will not be affected. This is something, if it is not done on you before or it is just on the starting stage, then some precautions to avoid getting trapped into this paranormal activity. So let's get started. The first thing is let's start from the basics. Like I told you, the jinns love dirty places and uncleaned areas. So firstly, you have to keep your house extremely clean. Try to clean your house in the morning and in the evening. The normal cleaning which takes place. Keep the dusting of the house absolutely clean. No dust should be there in the house. It should be absolutely clean. Maybe for that matter, you can even take a bath for that matter. Second point is that you take a bath from the rock salt. Once you've taken the bath from soap or your body showers or whatever you use, after that just take a little bit of rock salt, put that, dissolve it in the water bucket and just pour it on your body from your head area and then just wipe yourself with a towel. This rock salt tries to keep you away from any supernatural entity, and especially we are talking about the jinns because they hate any cleanliness on your body also. You're supposed to take baths. There are some people who do not take baths for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days just because they don't like taking baths. So this is not correct. You have to keep your body absolutely clean. Like they say that your body is your first temple. So internally what you eat is a different thing altogether. But even when you keep your bodies clean, you wear clean clothes. Some people do not change their clothes also for 2 to 3 days. So these are few of the things that attracts these supernatural entities. This becomes a helping force for them. You actually give a helping hand that come and this is a environment that suits you. So don't do that. Take bath every day. Change your clothes after 1 day. This is very, very important. Now, like I also talked about in the last few segments of the videos that you're not supposed to put these itr, which specifically has fragrance of chameli or jasmine that we call. This is a very strong fragrance which attracts the jinn and the supernatural entities. In fact, avoid putting any sort of fragrance when it comes to itr. You can put a little bit of deodorants, that's okay. But then as far as a typical itr is concerned, it's supposed to be almost a best friend for jinns because they really feel attracted towards these fragrances. Now, for girls, you have long hair, do not open your long hair after the sunset because these activities takes place after the sunset in a very high degree. These are the attraction levels for any male gender in the supernatural category to get attracted towards you. Then in your houses, after you do the cleaning in the evening with the salt water thing that I told you in the house, light a mustard oil, a lamp or a diya if you say, in the center of your house. Whichever is the center of the house, just light that diya every evening after the sunset and let it get lighted till it dissolves itself, the oil finishes. Now people say that we've been praying but nothing happens in our life and we've not been getting help from God. That's not true. No prayer of yours, not even a single prayer of yours goes waste. Yes, if you are already possessed by any such activity, it would not dissolve the tantra aspect, it will not dissolve that supernatural entity, but definitely it will help you in some silent way. So don't stop your prayers, keep on praying. This is a very, very helpful signal for all of you that no matter little bit of prayer you do, but definitely do a prayer in your house if you feel that you have to be safeguarded from all these activities. Now, alcohol and non-vegetarian food, since they are the helping hands and the most important feeding for the jinns, if you feel that this is something that is happening with me or I'm getting some signals that some supernatural entity like a jinn for that matter is around you, stop taking alcohol, stop bringing in eggs, stop bringing in non-vegetarian food inside your house premises or your offices for that matter, because this is something they thrive on. This food they thrive on. Even if you're cooking chicken, if you're cooking any sort of non-veg in your house, the fragrance of that food will attract the jinns even if you have no concern with them. Okay, your house can actually become a diameter or a radius for them that there's a particular kind of food which we love, which is getting cooked here on a regular basis. So stop doing that. Like there's something called as, in English we call it a camphor, and in Hindi we call it a kapoor. So again, do light that kapoor or that camphor once a day in your house. This also, the fragrance of the kapoor and the molecules which are coming out of the kapoor is something, or the camphor, is hated by the jinns. It's very discomforting for them, this kind of a fragrance and this kind of an aura which is being created after the camphor is lighted. And again, like you've been hearing in your old times and from your previous ancestors and your grandmothers, senior people, that do not go out of the house after it is dark. Now you understand, in today's metropolitan cities, nightlife is a very important aspect in everybody's time, especially on Saturdays and Sundays, or you call about Fridays and Saturdays, which are supposed to be the weekends. But then remember that don't go to any place which is really isolated in the night time, especially. Avoid that, because these are the places which are a comforting zone for all these entities. And one important thing I mentioned before also was that while crossing the roads, traveling on roads, be very careful, because these people, or I would not call them people, entities, are always sitting in the places on the crossroads. Sometimes you have a T-point at which, it's a very creepy sort of a T-point. If you feel any time such feeling, or some sort of a sixth sense, that simply means there is some sort of a supernatural entity which is staying or sitting near that T-point. Avoid such kind of T-points, and if you're feeling that these kind of signals are coming to you, concern a specialist, contact a specialist for the case study, for a paranormal activity to be investigated, and only then you can get a true answer whether you are possessed or you are influenced by a jinn or not. So these are few precautions that I wanted to address to all of you. And if you keep these things in mind, it can actually become a very, very strong precautionary measures for all of you. So that's about it in today's video. I'll be talking about another important video next week. Till then, goodbye.